Oh, okay, cool. Hey, everybody. I'm such an airhead. I wasn't live and I was talking. Okay. So here we go. Thanks, Uncle Al. And thanks, Gil. Thanks, Jess. Thanks, Tina. Everybody for showing up. Really appreciate it. Yeah. So I'm just actually here. I'm wearing my Ohio shirt. Woo! But yeah, so I'm just here to basically talk about my garden, some information, some garden information, some garden design, and some information about starting your seeds and stuff like that. So that's basically what I was going to talk about. And if I come up short, yeah, hi, housewife. But yeah, so if by any chance I run short, we can just chat it up. Why not? Right? So I thought I would just get into it. I have fell in love with this book called Tomatoes Love Carrots. And I did a whole thing with it, and I did an interview with the Tinkerer's Wife a while back, and we talked about that book, but the Tinkerer's Wife is so knowledgeable, and we talked a little bit less about the book and more about her and like her extensive knowledge on plants. So I have fallen in love with Tomatoes Love Carrots, and I have taken a few of the scenarios in that book and decided to add it to my garden. So one of the things was, oh, there's like a lot of things going on in the chat I didn't realize. Okay, so Gil said he is going to be redoing a 55-gallon barrels and IBC tote planters. Also going to be planting a couple of citrus in the IBC totes, as now I have a shop that I can roll them into for the winter. That is freaking awesome. I wish I could do that, but I can't afford the heating bill. I really can't, but that is awesome. So glad that you can do that. But yeah, so I was talking about Tomato Love Carrots, and that's such a great book, right? And tomatoes and carrots they work perfectly together. Why? Because I was just reading up on stuff like that, and the tomatoes give a little more, and carrots, give a little more, and so therefore they're really compatible together in the garden. Hi, Skinner Farms. How you doing? Thanks for showing up. So there's a couple things I want to talk about. First, one thing it was, and I know this is going to sound completely silly, but I have a thing where I just, not to sound like weird or anything, but I do like old men. I think like I'm compassionate about older men, and I love grandfather figures. And so I really loved my grandfather, and I was really close to him. So anyway, to support Clyde here, I bought a Clyde's garden planter. So I bought this, and actually a lot of people don't even know how to use this. And it was like $5 or something, and it helps him out. And so I highly suggest, if you have the money, to go and get one of these things, because they really do help. And you just have to kind of know how to use it. So you have to know when your last frost date is. And for us, it's May 8th. But you can just go into Google and write, when is my last frost date? And there's like a couple sites on there. You just type in your zip code. Make sure you type in your zip code and you don't go by your garden zone, because if you go by your garden zone, it's not going to tell you anything. And you could be completely off. Each area has like, different weather and stuff. Like, I am an hour south of Cleveland, Ohio. But people that are like a half hour north of me, near Chardon or wherever, they have a completely different setup. So compared to us, I'm in 6B, they could be in 6A or pushing 5, and people around the lake could be pushing 4 because of how cold it is. So yeah, so I highly suggest got a link. Oh, cool. Well, thanks, Al, for showing up. I appreciate it. But anyway, so Be modded if you don't mind me asking. Oh, okay. Hi, Voon. By the way, after this, we are going to party it up over at Keto Homestead with Jess. It's from 11 to 12, and we invited Voon Child to come and hang out with us. She was like the coolest person of Shed Wars last year. Like, everybody loves her. Hello. And so therefore we're going to hang out with her and talk, and I might even drink a little, and we're just going to have a good time. And that's basically what it is about, just to kind of get away a little bit and like forget about things. And so that is what that's about. So we're just going to like chill and have a good time. So yeah, you're so cute. I love you. So yeah, highly suggest getting this Clyde's garden planner. Now, it may seem like a big pain in the A, okay, but it's not. There is a lot of cool information. The front side of it is the spring one, and then you can flip it around and it's the fall one. There is some information on here. I mean, you have to be a little knowledgeable to use it. Like I said, you have to know when your last frost date is. So if you can figure out when your last frost date is, and mine is May 8th, which I put it in between. You can see here on the calendar, it's a little weird. It goes from 3 to 10. So I just kind of put mine in the middle. And you have the garden planner actually slides out like this. So there's a red line right here, and it says average last spring frost. And you just move this line, and if I can, you can just move this line right over to your last frost date. And when you do that, it tells you the moon cycles. It tells you a lot of things. Eating kale, cabbage, and sausage. Totally yummy. I bought some cheap pizza. My husband let me get out of the house. I rarely get out of the house because I watch my son. I'm a stay-at-home mom. And he's like, you know, while Fred's sleeping, he's like, go and get out of the house. So where do I go? I go to Tractor Supply to see if they have any seeds. By the way, in our area, in like Missouri and stuff, Tractor Supplies and Lowe's and stuff, they already have their seeds out. In our area, there's no seeds anywhere. I did, however, I'm a huge like clearance section person. So I jumped to the back of the store, you know, the area where the hallway and the bathroom is. And I looked, and they had some of their seeds from last year out, and I was looking for them. Mainly it was all flowers, no big deal to me, but I did find a thing of Brussels sprouts, so I'm excited to grow those. I've never grown those before. But anyway, yeah, with this garden planner, you slide the red line to the right area, and it will just tell you when your first outdoor planting date should be. And it tells you also just basic information, the plants that are recommended, your indoor seeding dates, and stuff like that. And it gives you moon phases, all different kinds of cool stuff. I've never even used the moon phases on this. So, but I did use it this year, and I have even a bigger chart because I'm a goofball. So I kind of got this from Uncle Al. I made, if you want, don't watch Uncle Al, which is Die Bullfrog 79. Watch him. He cracks me up. He's sarcastic, but I love Uncle Al. So totally head over there and watch some of his videos. So anyway, I made this chart, and this chart has completely helped us. On the garden planner, sorry, the camera's a little backward for me. On the garden planner, they have like a long list of like vegetables, just generic vegetables. You know, it's not going to be everything that you plant. And in fact, I even put the ones down here that weren't on the planner. But on here, it goes from like peas, spinach, cabbage, cauliflower, radishes, beets, potatoes, broccoli, lettuce, carrots, cauliflower, mustard greens or chard, green beans, cucumber, squash, melon, peppers, tomatoes, okra, and pumpkins. And it'll tell you what date to plant them or before. Now, I wouldn't go by this chart strictly by this chart because, yeah, our frost date here in Ohio where I'm at is May 8th, but last year it snowed clear up until the 16th of May. It was like freaking horrible. I hate snow. And so, yeah. So I wouldn't go by it strictly. I would go by your gut feeling of when you think you should plant these things. But this was kind of a good, idea. So we have already started starting our seeds. Even though our end frost date is not till like May 8th, like things you have to really pay attention to are things like onions. Onions take forever. I'm planting a bunch of flowers to sell. So I skipped on over last year to parkseeds.com. It's really expensive, but I thought for me, it might be worth it. So I'm going to be planting some begonias and some petunias and some impatiens, because those are the top 3 that people really love to plant around here for the summertime. So I got some of those seeds. By the way, the begonia seeds came in a capsule about this big, and it's like freaking dust. And we have to start those now. You have to start them like so far in advance from your frost date. It's ridiculous. So you really have to think about that. And not only that, follow this chart, but you do have to read the back of your seed packets. The back of your seed packets may be generic, but it does help you as far as some of them even say, I know some Baker Creek, if you get Baker Creek, some of the packets don't have any information on them whatsoever, but some of them do, and they will tell you on there, start 12 weeks before your frost date, start this before your frost date. So it will tell you. Tried green onions and chives. Hey, Big Blue House Homestead. Woo! Thanks for stopping in. But yeah, so those are just some ideas. Please read the back of your seed packets. I know it seems generic, but it is going to give you some kind of information as to what to plant. I am super excited this year because we have so many freaking seeds. I've been buying seeds nonstop since November. Every month I will get like some kind of seeds. So I really hit up M.I. Gardner, which is one of my favorite companies, and Baker Creek. And I love really weird looking plants and rare stuff. So I got some freaking purple cauliflower. I got these huge gourds. They get up to like 100 pounds. I'm so excited to grow those. It's going to be so freaking cool. Yeah, Die Bullfrog 79 is Uncle Al. And like I said, if you get the chance, head on over to his channel and watch him because he's totally cool. So, yeah, thank you. Yeah, hit the thumbs up. I always forget to ask. But yeah, hit the thumbs up. And if you're new, please subscribe because, we got a lot going on. I did join Shed Wars this year. This will be my first time. And I didn't really know what Shed Wars was all about, to be quite honest, when I started. And I was getting kind of an anxiety attack because I do have a son and I do have a family. So I was like super nervous about joining because I didn't know if I could really fully commit with everything that I have going on in my life. So, but it's super easy. I mean, you plant some seeds and you try and grow as much as you can. And it is about food preservation and food, how much food can you grow for your family? So that's pretty freaking cool. So I'm really, really excited to be a part of that. Keto Homestead for Jess is also doing it this year as well. And this will be our first time. So yeah, I need to learn how to add MODs. Sorry, guys. I haven't figured that out yet. And it's really weird on StreamYard to try and figure that out. But I will figure it out and I will add some MODs. I did have some in the beginning, but those people are not here. So that doesn't really help now, does it? So, yeah, Uncle A's cool. Check him out. But yeah, so I'm really excited. We did start on onions. Our onions are like in our grow station downstairs. If you haven't seen any new videos, we got chicks too. Super cute. That's another big, huge food preservation thing for me and my family. I got about 50 chickens, but we also got some Cornish leg bars. Sorry, I get them confused. These are not eating chickens. But we got Leghorns. We got 8 of those. And then when you order from Meyer Hatchery, which is literally like an hour away from my house, so we just drove and picked up the birds ourselves. But when you order them, they always give you a free bird. So our free bird was an Easter egger, and it is so stinking cute. It's like really big and brown and fluffy, and it totally stands off from the other birds. It's so adorable. But yeah, so we have those in the basement. Reason why I got those birds is one, I plan on selling at farmers markets, but those birds can lay up to 300 eggs a year. Hello. And they lay really super fast. They can lay, I'll have them hopefully by the beginning of summer, they'll be laying. And if that's the case, I'm going to have eggs coming out my ears. Best part about that is I can weigh my eggs for Shed Wars. Totally cool. And so, hey, old school. Thanks for showing up. Oh, hey, Pathways Homestead. Thanks for hanging out. But yeah, so that's another reason why I wanted to sell at farmers markets. That was the main thing. And I wanted to do it last year, but then, the sickness came. And so therefore they shut everything down and you couldn't go anywhere. So no fun, but I really wanted to do that. And hopefully I will get that opportunity to do that this year, because that's what I want to do. So, but yeah, so this chart is what we made. This is our Shed Wars planting chart, basically. I'm planting so much crap this year. It's unbelievable, but I'm so excited. And I'm going to be canning a lot and saving a lot of the foods. And, I don't know why this has completely blown my mind, but we do grow organically, right? But most of my life, organic never really, up until maybe 10 years ago, growing up, organic didn't really mean anything to me. What does the word organic mean when I'm 10 years old and eating from the garden? It didn't really mean anything to me. And that kind of boggles my mind today, because I grow organically in my garden how I've always been taught to grow. We don't use pesticides because we just don't. And so, and then now it's oh, I grow organically, but I grow the way I've always been growing. So it's just kind of, that boggles, the whole organic title thing kind of boggles my mind a little bit. Oh, yeah. Got to watch out for rats and predators. Yes. I have an electric fence around my chicken yard. And we have multiple things going on this year. One of the main things is we plan on expanding our chicken coop, and we plan on putting concrete in the chicken coop. We do have a major rat problem, however, and right now. And we figured if we put concrete in the chicken coop, then we won't have the burrowing rat problem any longer, because they obviously can't burrow through concrete. But we have had predator issues in the past. Before we got our electric fence, I had started out real small. I started out with 5 Polish hens, and we had them outside. And yeah, I had, a hawk take one of mine, and and then I had a fox take out one of my turkeys before and stuff like that. But now we have completely blocked all of that off. Unless a bear comes and jumps over our electric fence, nothing's going to get our chickens. So we're pretty covered on that aspect, because we wanted to do it safely. We wanted to make sure they were safe. And that's why we can't really free range our birds. I love the idea of free range. That's great. However, there's just so many predators. That's not worth it to us. So we got an electric fence and we blocked them off. I sell my eggs for $3 a dozen. I got all different colors, which is really cool. I got blue, brown, green, pink, and I get people that just come, they're like, oh, I bought your eggs and I gave them to all my friends because they were so pretty. And I'm like, okay, that really doesn't matter to me because they all taste the same. But people really go after that colorful egg thing. And so, and yeah, they are really pretty. I'd like to take pictures of them, but so yeah, we have coyotes here as well, but we don't have that problem. Like my neighbors hunt, and they've pretty much set their scent back there, you know. And then of course I have 2 dogs as well. And so, and then what we also do to stop predators is I have a huge giant schnoodle. He is a giant schnauzer and poodle mix, and he has this really kinky, curly, stiff hair that's unbelievable and really hard to shave. Like we actually had to buy sheep shears to shave him down. And so what I do is with his hair is I go and I put it around. My chicken coop is in a barn, but to get to the outside, like it goes through like one of the stall doors from the outside. So what I did is I took dog hair and I put it around my coop too, because I did have a raccoon problem, but they can't get in because I put hardware cloth, not chicken wire. Don't buy chicken wire. Chicken wire is great for the looks of it and is great to use for crafts. But however, I would not use chicken wire for anything. You want to use hardware cloth. So I used hardware cloth and we dug in the ground, and then we laid that hardware cloth all around the coop on the inside of the barn as well. So it really helps. And actually I had a raccoon digging and he couldn't get in the coop at all because he was digging, trying to get in, and he couldn't get in. So, but yeah. Hello, MB Heritage Farms. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, we got coyotes. We got bobcat. My husband was driving down the road and saw one. But they're so elusive here that you rarely see them. And honestly, a bobcat's not gonna want to come near what we got going on over here. So they're kind of shy. I mean, unless you stumble upon one in the woods, they're not really gonna try and come at you. So they're really shy. Oh, I don't know if I can eat the raccoon. I don't know, but yes, we will shoot raccoons. Yeah, nothing comes after my ladies. I got five roosters, and the rest are all female. And then all the chickens I just got, I'm hoping are female. You know, they say they sex them, but who really knows, right? So I got all ladies. I'm adding more ladies to the roosters because the roosters are really taking a toll on my ladies. I had to buy hen saddles for them to protect them a little bit. But I have a Easter egg rooster. I have 2 lavender Orpington roosters, and I have 2 bantam roosters. And oh man, Raoul and Ralph is their names, and they're really goofy. So, but yeah, so we were talking. I could talk about chickens. You guys got me rolling on that because I could talk about chickens all night long and never talk about any garden stuff. My neighbor's dogs are my biggest predators. Lost 3 flocks so far. Yeah, that would totally piss me off. Control your dogs, man. It's my property. Your dog's on my property. That's a problem. That's a problem. Tisk, tisk, tisk. I would not put up with that. It's one thing if they're just like, moseying over every once in a while. Okay, I love animals and I can deal with that. But going after what my livestock and my food, cap on them roosters. I'm old school, Courtney. Yeah. So far, my roosters are cool. I get along with all of them. Oh, Uncle Al, I can't eat dog. No way. I mean, I guess if I was starving to death and I was in the bush and then, I had no choice and that was what I had to eat, I guess I would eat that. But, right now I got food, so I ain't eating no dog. I can tell you that. But okay, so we were talking about starting stuff. Okay. So I totally check on Google, check when your last frost date is. Type in your zip code, figure that out because you want to do it right now. You don't want to do it like 3 weeks before the last frost date and you're like, oh crap, I have nothing planted. And that will happen. You know, you don't think about it. Oh, 3 weeks in advance, I'll get all this stuff. It doesn't work like that. You really have to look at the back of your seed packets, people. I mean, I know it seems like useless information. Some of it is useless information, but some of them will tell you, please start 12 weeks before the last frost date, stuff like that. And I only am saying that now because I just came across it. Those begonias I wanted to plant, it literally said on the back, start 12 weeks before your last frost date. So you got to get on it, people. So just make sure you're on it. A lot of people are like, oh, it's January, I don't need to plant anything in January. And you know, you kind of do. You gotta think ahead. And onions, I'm on the onions. And you know, a lot of things are really helpful. You got to really watch though too, is oregano and chives. Like for me, they come back every year. I got oregano out there in my garden right now, and I got a ton of it. Chives will just take over all over the place. And so will oregano. So you got to be careful when you plant that stuff. Make sure you plant it in a bed that is far away from everything else because they'll just take over. I don't know what capping is. Someone explain that to me. What is that, like cutting the I know somebody said you can take pliers and pop off their spurs. Is that what that is? Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what capping is. Is that what it is? Myself, Martha, sheep, chickens, and cows. Oh, neutering. Oh, no. I don't want to neuter my roosters. I plan on having baby chicks, maybe, at some point. Hey, Darren, thanks for showing up. But yeah, I know I got two purebred roosters out there. I'm not going to do that. No way. No way, Jose. So yeah, okay. So we talked about your start dates. That's great. Great information to know. And make sure you get on that because it may be January. Your frost date might not be till, you know, later. If your frost date is April 1st, you need to get on it. You need to start doing the stuff now. So just think about it because a lot of things you don't think about it. Another utilization that I use, and I know this is kind of modern times right now, but I use my cell phone. This isn't my cell phone, but this is a cell phone. I use my cell phone. Why do I do that? Is I go in there, I look at my chart. I made this wonderful chart with all of the things that I need to plant, and I get in my cell phone and I type in the dates. That's like the best thing to do. And then you can remind yourself, okay, it's February 22nd. I need to plant okra. That's just random because I wouldn't do that, but that's just random. But it'll ring up on your phone. Okay, I need to go and start those seeds. I got so much time to do it. Give yourself a week in between too. Don't take the dates to heart. Kind of go with your gut because, you know, dates aren't always going to work the best. You know, like I said, April 8th is our frost date, but end of frost date, but it snowed last year clear up until the 16th. So kind of go with your gut on that. Prairie oyster utilization. My husband's in the chat. Yeah, actually, my husband's home. He doesn't want to be on the live. But he's taking care of Fred, so. Okay, so, all right. I kind of gave you some information about dates. Kind of maybe, hopefully, I'm rattling something in your brain right now about, oh, okay, well, maybe I do need to start something right now. There's snow on the ground, but hey, maybe I need to start stuff. I'm sorry, babe. I didn't mean to leave you with that diaper. Or did I? Oh my gosh, hi Will It Grow. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks. Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about garden design. Okay, so I am a woman, obviously, but I love design. I think most women do, right? They love to put things together and make them look pretty. I mean, who doesn't love to do that, right? So, but not only do I like to put things together and make them look pretty, I follow that book, Tomatoes Love Carrots. And so I'm thinking in my head, what plants do I plant with such to make it look not only beautiful, but they go together and they'll love each other and they'll grow more. Who doesn't want to do that? Tomatoes literally do love carrots, and carrots love the tomatoes. So I decided I made this. I don't know if you guys can see this, and I really need to like do that thing that Gil does. He has that like I don't know if it's an Outlook, but I have a Mac, so it's Keynotes or something where you can show everybody on the screen. But this is my garden. Okay. This is my garden chart. I have everything planned, where I'm going to plant it, how I'm going to plant it. And this right here, I'm a little bit backwards. Sorry, guys. This right here is the new part that we plan on adding on in the spring. Now we plan on adding 3 raised garden beds, and it's going to be in this E shape. And then we're going to put the last 2 ones together. So that's what we have planned. And I cannot wait. It's going to be so much more space. I'm going to plant my pie. I got pie pumpkins. Totally going to put those in there. I'm going to have so much space. I got those. I cannot think of the name of that stupid gourd right now, but I was talking to Darren about it earlier. So I'm going to plant one of those huge, I'm going to call it huge A because I don't want to swear. Huge A gourds. They're like 100 pounds. They can get up to 100 pounds. I'm going to try and trellis those suckers. I know. I feel like a mad scientist talking about this stuff. But I cannot wait to grow these things. It's going to be so cool. And I was reading, you got to read the back of the package. I was reading the back of the package and it said they're so easy to grow. Not only are they easy to grow, they taste like zucchini and they get freaking huge, man. And okay, the best part about it is you can dry them like a birdhouse gourd. So I was thinking that, you know, if I get a ton of these things, I can like have birdhouses for the wildlife. That's a win situation for me. I love birds and I love when the birds come in and you can see them and stuff, but I would just love to have like extra birdhouses around the house and stuff. So cool. So it's a win situation. Win-win. Okay. Yes, the Zucca gourd. Thank you. I couldn't remember what it was called and I don't want to get up to get the seed packet. Thanks. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to catch up on the chat. Cinder blocks. Now, okay, what about cinder blocks? I was told that cinder blocks have chemicals and stuff in them, so they're bad. But, you know, we can't use cinder blocks. I'm thinking about that. I mean, I guess if you lived in the desert or you lived in a drier climate, that would probably be better. But since I live in Northeast Ohio, the weather and stuff, I think it would just disintegrate the cinder blocks. I don't think that would be something that I would try and do. Yeah, keto homestead with Jess. Yes, the Zucca gourd. That's what I'm considering. Oh, by the way, Jess, I'm totally sending you the Dill's Giant Atlantic pumpkins. Huh? I'm sending you some seeds, and I found an envelope, so I'll be sending those tomorrow. I couldn't find an envelope to send them in. But yeah, I'll be sending you those seeds tomorrow. I want to see you grow that 1,000-pound pumpkin. You better get on it. But yeah, I don't know about cinder blocks. I mean, I never tried it because I was always told that there was like chemicals or something in them, and so I didn't really want to do that. But I mean, now I've heard they don't have chemicals in them, but then I live in Ohio, so I don't know how they would go with the weather, if they would just like disintegrate after a couple of years and then I would have to rebuild again. Yeah, Jess, you better get on that. Oh, I totally sent you that video from that guy in Ohio too. He literally grew the biggest pumpkin in the world. It was like the poundage. It was huge, and he like grew it in his greenhouse, and he like panned out the video a little bit, and like all of the rest of the greenhouse on the ground was nothing but like the stem from this pumpkin. I mean, it was like something from a fairy tale. I couldn't believe it. So if you get a chance, watch that video because it was crazy. Freeze and thaw would destroy the cinder blocks up here. I had them around my fire ring outside. Yeah, see, my husband said it. So, hey, Patty, thanks for showing up, hanging out. But yeah. But yeah, so totally excited about starting things in my garden this year and getting that underway. And I got so many ideas in my head that sometimes I can't like express how many ideas I got. But I got some video ideas in my head as well. And I know Uncle Al has also like talked to me before about organic pest control, using garlic and stuff like that. So I'm going to try out new things this year and see if they work. And I know last year I had I think everybody has squash bug problems, and I had cucumber beetle problems and stuff like that. And really, honestly, it was like the first major year that I had where I actually had them as a problem. They were all over the place. And I tried to get on them. I put DE, Dioecious earth or whatever on them. And we were going out there with Dawn dish soap and flicking them in, a mason jar every chance I got. I was going out there at 10 o'clock at night because I don't want to hurt the bees, and Dioecious earth hurts the bees. And so I was out there at night at 10 o'clock at night with a flashlight. My neighbors are probably like, what the hell is she doing? But I'm out there with a flashlight, shaking them off and putting them in Dawn dish soap just so I can get rid of these bugs. And I think I put a hurting on them. But by that time, my cucumbers they were looking bad. And I planted those yellow Dutch ones last year, by the way. And they were amazing, and they don't taste any different. The only thing is they're a little weird when you pickle them. They're a little bit lighter when you pickle them, but man, they were good, really good. Ducks and okay, I'm sorry, what are you talking about? Are you talking about ducks to remove I got ducks, so I'm wondering if they will remove bugs. Is that what you're talking about? Sorry, I need to catch up here. Beer traps. Yeah, I heard beer traps are actually really good for slugs. And I like beer, so that'll work. I'll just buy the cheap beer for that. Okay. Yeah, and we thought, oh, hi, Brighton Farm Homestead. Hi, guys. If I didn't say hi, I'm so sorry. It's because this chat is actually going really fast, and that's never happened to me before. So I'm sorry. I'm reading as fast as I can here. Okay, so we were talking about cinder blocks. And then ducks. Okay, so I do have ducks, and I really did think about putting them in my garden, and I actually still might do it. I might go out there, but I don't think they'll eat any, because I mean I have rhubarb out there growing right now, and I have lemon balm that's hanging on. I got oregano. Oh, by the way, my bok choy. Jess, you're getting bok choy seeds that are like, those suckers are strong. Because, okay, we planted bok choy last year in April, and they bolted really fast because like right after we had that snow, and it was cold, and then it hit, and it was super warm, and then my bok choy bolted. And so we decided to just let it go, and we collected the seeds from it. Well, we collected the seeds from it, but we couldn't collect all of them. So then what happened is that they just reappeared. And we planted our okra over there. So the okra, that's another tomatoes love carrots scenario. The okra overshadowed the bok choy and giving it enough shade to where it actually came up. And, and it's January and it's freaking cold outside, and that bok choy is showing through the snow. And I think that is the hardiest plant I think I've ever seen in my life. So I'm really excited. So I'm sending you some of those seeds, and I sent Patty some of those seeds as well. Those seeds are really hardcore. I mean, I really hope they do wonders for you guys. And bok choy is really good. It's like a cabbagey type thing, and you can make it in stir fries and all different kinds of stuff. It's super good. Oh, I love Indian runners. Oh, so cute. I wanted to get runners, but I'm totally for not getting animals through the mail. I hate that. And so Meyer Hatchery and some of the other hatcheries around here, you can't pick them up. At Meyer, you can't just go and pick up, because we bought chickens and we could go and pick those up because those were hatched there. But the ducks and the heritage turkeys and some of the stuff that they have, they ship them in and they send them out. And I was like, no. I just now got hen saddles that I bought before Thanksgiving. I just now got them in the mail. So I couldn't do that. Like the mail right now is a no-go. So I'm not buying anything through the mail like that. It's one thing if it's not an animal and whatever, but if they would kill it, that would not be cool. Hey, Jules, thanks for showing up. Just don't put the chickens in your garden. Oh, hold on. Woo. Just don't put the chickens in your garden until you're ready to let them finish it off in the fall. And when the snow covers the poop, it breaks it down. Yeah, I thought about doing that, and we never got around to it. And then it got super cold, and like most people, I don't like the cold, so it just didn't happen. But I wanted to put ducks in there for sure. I love my ducks, and we let them usually free range when we're at home, and we can watch them. So I wanted to do that, and they eat the bugs. They eat mosquito larvae, they eat all of that stuff, and so they're really good. You know what vegetable that I love to eat raw, but I don't really care for it being cooked, is kohlrabi. Oh my God, give me some kohlrabi. I could eat tons of that stuff. And just a little bit of ranch and kohlrabi, and it's such a good snack. No, you're not chopped liver, Boone. You're going to be a party girl at 11 o'clock, 11 to 12. You guys come and hang out with us. We are going to have a pajama party over at Keto Homestead Jess. We're going to be hanging out over there and having a good time. And it's just a time where we can truly just chill and let loose a little bit. I think everybody really needs that right now, and just to have a good time. So that's what we're going to do. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So, and by the way, it's an all-girl panel all the time. There's no males allowed. So it's just going to be a lot of fun. Oh, yeah, I know. Kohlrabi is good. Oh, I'm growing a ton of that. Oh, for the first time, this Shed Wars has got me really going. But for the first time, I'm going to try and grow salsify. I'm going to grow it with my carrots. Excuse me. I'm going to grow it with my carrots. So I'm really hoping to get that and try that actually for the first time. So hopefully it's going to be good. I don't know. I've never had it before. You know what? We don't, Uncle Al, we don't eat our duck eggs. I can't find anyone around here that will eat them. 2, my husband hates them. And then 3, we use them in our garden. Oh man, we put those in every hole. We'll save a bunch of them, especially in the spring when they're laying like so much. We put them in the hole before we plant our plants. And oh man, it just, like I said, we had 10-foot tall tomatoes last year, and we had like this giant wall of tomatoes, and it really does work. It's really awesome. Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know if my husband works a lot, but if you can figure it out around his schedule, oh, he would totally do that with you, Gil. Go to where it grows, Skinner Farms, and check it out. He has the rules and stuff on his page. So if you want to join, I think the deadline is February 15th or 14th or something like that. And you have to do an entry video, and check it out because it's super cool and it's a lot of fun. And I have watched a ton of videos of Shed Wars from last year and from this year. Totally was fangirling over the Larry, I think his name's Larry King. Oh my God, I can't think right now. But Darren had him on his Southern team, and he lives in London, England. And oh my gosh, man, that dude can grow some major food. It was so cool. It's we've been watching him actually for a long time. Him and Muddy Boots and the Allotment Diaries. We watch quite a bit. And yeah, I was totally fangirling. I was like, oh my gosh, Darren. I'm like, is he on your team? And then I'm an airhead. I'm like, Darren, are you in Shed Wars? Question mark, question mark, question mark. And he's like, yeah, I'm only the freaking, leader of the, Southern Hemisphere. I'm like, oh God, I feel like an idiot now. But yeah, so totally cool. And definitely Terry King. Why did I say Larry King? I'm an idiot. But yeah, totally cool. And I watching that guy, like he just knows what he's talking about. And he effortlessly, the guy can grow peas like you wouldn't believe. He's just like, I grew all these peas, and I was like, oh my God, like the guy's amazing. And so I totally suggest watching him. Not to mention he has a really cool stove in his garden, and he's just like, oh, I think I'm gonna have a cup of tea now. It's like, okay. Like the guy is so cool. So totally watch that if you're really into gardening, because I'm really, really, really into gardening. So yeah. Terry Kings. Thank you. My husband put his name in there. So yeah, totally watch his videos. Totally cool. Yeah, we don't really eat any. I've never had a duck before. I mean, I have two Peking ducks, and the rest are just like regular khaki Campbells. And so I've never eaten them. And we only have a few. And I just basically wanted them for fun, not to eat. And I did want to sell their eggs, but around here I cannot find anybody to eat their eggs or anything like that. And to be quite honest, they have really high cholesterol and stuff in them. I probably shouldn't be eating them anyway. But I always wanted to like bake or do something with them, and I haven't yet. But yeah, I really love the ducks. They're super cute, and we have a cute little pond out there for them too. And so. Hey, Bushcraft family. Thanks for showing up. Just catching up on the chat here. Yeah, it has exploded in here, Tigger's wife. I've never had this many people all at once. It's kind of cool. So I'm having a hard time keeping up with the chat. But yeah, so cool. This is like a really awesome group of people here too. Like everybody's like really chatty, and it's so much fun. Oh, it's funny. Oh, by the way, Gil, we totally watched your video, just like the one you just did. Your grandson is like adorable. It's so cute. My son was watching it too, and he was like going, ah, like he gets so excited when there's little kids on the TV and stuff. Okay, I might not Google it. I don't know. I'll Google it after. You guys are so goofy. Okay, so I talked about, what did I talk about? I talked about supporting this old guy. I love supporting old dudes. So support Clyde and his garden planner. So I got this garden planner. Definitely check this out. It's kind of inexpensive online. I think big C companies like Baker Creek and stuff, I think they support him, so they sell his stuff. I think My Gardener sells it too. So support this guy and buy his garden planner. It's super cool. Don't take all the dates to heart, because you have to go with your gut and what you feel the weather's going to do, and watch the weather before you start planning anything. And like I said, I'm in 6B, so this chart and the dates and stuff don't really matter to you. But make a chart like this. If you have a lot of plants and stuff that you plan on going, make a big chart like this. The dates that you want to put them in. My two miscellaneous ones that were on here is I plan on growing pink celery, and I plan on growing strawberries, and those were not on the list. So, and also make sure you watch your seeds and read the backs. Read the backs, because a lot of them require you to stratify the seeds, and you have to put them in the fridge for 6 weeks. And if it's 3 weeks until your frost date, you're not going to get there. So make sure you read the back of the seed packets. But yeah, so then I got all these, and I planted, and this was the fall. I had everything on here on when to plant in the fall. So around July, you need to start thinking about the fall and what you're going to plant. And I start all my seeds indoors, and I have a basement that's rather cool, because you don't want to like start it in a greenhouse. It's like 90 degrees. And most of the stuff I planted in the fall was like brassicas. So I had a huge, huge lettuce thing going on. So totally plant your lettuce like in a dark, like in the basement or something where it's nice and cool. And this will show you, this chart will show you when to plant in the fall too. And I plan on planting most of these things again in the fall, just so I can get the poundage. And we're gonna have so much food out our ears, which is really good. I mean, this was the goal anyway. I wanted to have a ton of food anyway for my family, but so this is just gonna add to it. Then, think about The Tomatoes Loves Carrots. And if you don't have that book, I highly suggest buying it. They have it used on Amazon. You just have to pay shipping if you buy used books on Amazon, which really sucks. But totally buy that book. Read up on it. Cucumbers and alyssum love each other. They go good together, and they'll keep the bugs away. Nasturtium keeps the bugs away. And nasturtium you can eat, and it has a really peppery taste to it. And I think that's why the bugs don't like it. So marigolds, I plant borage. Borage is, even though it's not going to keep bugs away, it is really, really good for pollinators, and they flock to it. A lot of times, if a pollinator really likes something other than, like, say, for instance, you planted cucumbers and you have borage over here, they're going to go for the borage because it tastes better. So you got to think about stuff like that. So I plan on planting maybe a little bit of borage in each one of my raised garden beds. I plan on planting, say, for instance, some marigolds on each end to try and keep the bugs away. Amaranth is a good one as well. It works as like a natural pesticide. So you can plant that around your garden as well. And I would totally suggest reading The Tomatoes Loves Carrots. Not every scenario in that book is going to work for you, but I'm going to try it and see if it's worth it for me. Make a design. I made this wonderful garden design, and my garden is already pretty much like this already, but we plan on adding to. So we're going to use, I think, cedar dog-eared fence panels to make this. We're kind of going to use the Zach Stivers method for doing that. So we kind of had that planned, and we're going to do this E-shaped. I think that is going to be the best for that area and that space. And also think about when you can get garden soil. Right now, we couldn't get garden soil for our life depended on it unless we bought it in bags. So, you know, that's another thing. If you're going to do raised beds, think about that and when you can do it. But yeah, so we already have what we're going to plant and when in this chart. So definitely do a diagram or something, some kind of design. Plus, plant other things. I got horehound out there. I got hummingbird mint, which hummingbird mint you can use and make it into a mosquito spray. So different stuff like that. Something to think about. Okay, I'm gonna catch up on the chat real quick. We're going to plant borage and marigolds in the corner of all of our beds. Yep. That's the plan this year. I have tons and tons of mason bee houses because I love mason bees. They're so cute. And I have tons of mason bee houses, and I have them right around the garden as well. And then I also have ladybug houses as well. I have those in like a lot of my corners. Something to think about. Ladybugs keep, you know, pests away. Let's see. I don't have celery growing yet. That is one thing I need to get moving on because it takes a long time for it to get it to grow. I am planting the pink celery, not the regular celery, so that's a little different too. So you don't have to like mound it up to get it to, what is that bleaching method that they do around the bottom? You don't have to do that to it. So that's going to be fun. I never grow celery. Exercise in vegetable form. Yeah, it's chewy. Courtney's husband. I already have celery growing. Okay, yeah, that. Try by the ton, Courtney, on potting soil. Yeah, I'm not going to buy potting soil in the bags for sure. It's too expensive. Try the whole method. Sorry, to fill in voids for above ground beds and even large containers. Good idea. I thought we might be doing some kind of permaculture and putting logs and stuff in the bottom and stuff like that. Yes, totally love ladybugs. Yeah, we're gonna start it soon. Yeah. You're definitely ahead of the game. Pink celery you'll love. Yeah, I see. That's why I decided to do this chat tonight, because it just dawned on me because I read up on celery, because I think one of the challenges was like for Shedwars was how long can you grow your celery, right? And it's like, I'm gonna try and do this. So I'm like, okay. So I started looking into it, and it was like, it takes like you could plant it after your frost date, and it will take like till October to harvest. It takes a really, really long time. I had no idea. So I wanted to get on that right away. That's why it's really important to read the back of your package, do a little research, utilize your phone. Your phone is a really good utilization tool. Type in the dates and stuff on your phone and set reminders for yourself to know, hey, I can plant this at this time, or, you know, and give yourself maybe a couple day reminder or something like that. Girl, you need a moderator in the same room with you. Like, do you have a husband or something? Yeah. My husband is called Courtney's husband, and he's in the group. Sorry. I'll get him. I'll set it up. I'm slow. I'm sorry. I'll get a moderator, I promise. And I have a handful of people I would like to do it, but I don't know how to do it. So I'll figure it out. And I'm on StreamYard. I think I have to actually go into YouTube to do it. So I hope I don't have any spammers. I don't have any spammers in here, do I? I don't think so. It's just all fun people. Oh, I love you, old school. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. You have to choose them in YouTube. I'll get on that right away. I promise. Oh, okay. I don't know what I'm doing. I kind of do, but I don't at the same time. It's like, oh, I'm on here. That's cool. But anything else that's technical, it's like, not so much. Okay, we'll have to check that out. Skinner Farms has, I don't know how to pronounce that. So he has the Huchgutter on his channel. So check that out, that method. I'm totally into new methods. It's so cool. Yeah, and I always think of gardening as like a giant freaking science experiment. You know, like last year we did this potato experiment. It was so cool. We put potatoes in our beds, but then we also put them in pots, right? And we use seed potatoes in the beds, and then we use potatoes that I forgot about in the cupboard in the 5-gallon buckets. So we did a potato experiment. It turned out really cool. Actually, the ones in the buckets did way better than the ones that we planted in the ground. So this year we're totally doing potatoes in buckets. I mean, you might not get as many unless you have like 50,000 buckets or something, but you'll get quite a bit. Hugelkultur. Okay, thank you. Okay, guys. Well, it is 10:32, and I probably should stop. I got, at 11 to 12, we're partying it up over at Keto Homestead with Jess, so check that out. And yeah, I mean, thank you all for showing up and giving me support and stuff like that. That's so cool. You guys are so awesome. I'm so glad you don't grow potatoes in your bed either, Darren. That'd be kind of weird. Yeah. Oh, this is such a great time. Thank you guys for showing up. I'm going to try and come up with some interesting topics. I know mine, isn't like the others, but I am not like normal people. I really love to garden. So I'm going to be talking about a lot of garden stuff. So come and hang out with me on Wednesday nights. I'm here from 9:30 to 10:30 every night, Wednesday nights, whether there are 2 people in the chat or 20. I'm going to be here and just chatting it up. So come and hang out with me. Who the culture. So come and hang out with me whenever, and I really appreciate it. Thanks, Jules, for stopping in. I watch, my husband's in the background there. But thanks for just hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I try to do me, but it's really hard. Like sometimes you kind of on YouTube, you do kind of have to keep up with the Joneses just a little bit to figure that out. But Boonchal, me, and Jess tonight, come and hang out with us. We'll all be in our pajamas and may or may not be drinking. I don't know about them, but I might be. All right, guys, I love each and every one of you. Watch some of my videos, watch some of the people that I suggested, and everybody in this chat. Everybody in this chat is so freaking smart. They know how to grow stuff. Watch some of their stuff too. And thank you so much. I'm going to end. Have a good night, guys, and we'll see you next Wednesday.